Tennessee State head coach Eddie George, the Tigers played their first OVC game of the year, lost at Southeast Missouri. They will take on just up the road Austin Peay this Saturday in Clarksville. The game does not count in the OVC standings. It's the first of the two matchups that the teams will also play the next to last week of the season. That will be at TSU. That'll be the game that counts in the standings. So, Coach, thoughts on your team, and then we'll go into some questions here.
Yeah, we definitely took a step back last week against SEMO. Learned a lot about our team, who we are, who we're becoming. Missed opportunities to make it a close game. It got away from us. We were definitely bludgeoned on the defensive line by them rushing the ball 58 times. We took 58 body blows, and if anything, that's what we want to look like in the future. But in each loss, there's always a lesson, and our guys are taking on the chin, taking accountability for where we are, coaching staff as well, and we just got to get better through it all, and that's what we intend to do. I'm learning that in every loss and every setback, there's an opportunity to grow, and you got to find that growth opportunity within those losses, and we're just getting ready to rock and roll for this coming weekend against a very good Austin Peay team.
Thanks, Coach. If you have a question for Coach George, you can let me know down the chat, or Mike, I'll just start with you. I know you have some. If you want to start, feel free.
I do. Thank you for saving my time. I was about to put it in the chat. Eddie, you come from the NFL and playing the same team twice in one season, is common or is done there. Mm-hmm. Talk about the dynamics of playing a team twice in one season? Do you hold anything back the first time, or is there anything in the second time? And with this game not counting, is that a good way to kind of get to know a team before the game that does count?
Well, anytime we step in between the white lines, it counts, Mike. I mean, I don't believe in that. Well, it doesn't count toward the season. We're playing to win. We're playing to get better. We're playing to establish a culture, understand our guys, and put them in the best position to win. So that's how we're approaching this. Again, this team is the barometer for our conference. You put on the tape, it shows. They're very disciplined. They're very aggressive. They're efficient. Well coached. They're disciplined. They're a senior-led class, a lot of seniors on their roster, so they have a great deal of experience and they're established. So anytime we have a chance to go up against an opponent like that, it's a great challenge for us to raise our level of play and our level of intensity to try to come away with a victory. So when you talk about the NFL, you get an idea of who you're going to face, and we're used to that. Or I've been used to it. Sometimes we'll see two teams twice in a matter of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they're different each time. They're going to make adjustments to what worked, what didn't work, and so forth. And usually, the team that lost the game has the advantage because now you know how to counter what they're trying to do. And the team that won, you're going to tend to do what you've been doing because it worked the first time. So, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I think right now the challenge is huge for us this week that we can't worry about what's going to be on the back end of the season.
This is a big rival for TSU, and I know you already have been educated on that. Do you talk to your team about this possibly being the last time that you see this team for a while going forward with it leaving the conference? And does that provide any extra motivation for your team?
We haven't discussed that. I don't think that's, you really can't control what's going to happen in the future. I know they're leaving the conference, but, we when they're on our schedule, I mean, they were a ranked team. I think they're still ranked in the top 25 in FCS. There's enough challenges there that it's already a big feat, going up against a really good football team. So we know we have our hands full this weekend.
Along those lines, would you like to continue to play them because they are a rival? I mean, I know you don't know what the future holds, but because it is such an intense rivalry, is that something you'd like to keep going?
Oh, absolutely. Because of the history, It's been a rivalry for Tennessee State for some time. You hate to see those classic matchups lost. And so hopefully somewhere down the line it happens. I mean, I hate to see that. Now we're seeing like Oklahoma, Nebraska play again since they split. Pitt, West Virginia, Virginia Tech. Those old matchups are finally starting to happen again, and this falls in the same alignment. I think now we're moving toward super conferences, and I don't think it's going to be over today or next week. I think we're going to continue to see a shift in teams moving around, and hopefully we'll get back to that in the future. So I'm just hopeful that we can put our best foot forward and come away with a victory somehow this weekend.
That's good for me, guys.
Van, do you have some questions?
I do, Coach. I'm Van Stokes from the Governor Sports Network at Austin Peay, and I'm with you. I hope that this is a rivalry that can continue down the road. I truly do.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I look back through the years, for one reason or another, it seemingly has always come down to the last part of the fourth quarter before the outcome is.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You've been at this now for a while. What pleases you the most about your team at this point in the season?
Oh, wow. Their ethic, their work ethic, their willingness to learn, their willingness to grow. Coming into this, Van, I looked at the roster. I looked at our kids, still trying to figure out what they do well, what they don't do well. We came here as a staff in June, had about 8 weeks of camp, and then we're off and playing. Challenged by COVID issues, a few issues here and there, so we didn't have a full team for a while, and that's where we are. And that's what's exciting, but also frustrating, also makes you lose sleep, is that you can see the potential that's there, but it hasn't clicked yet in a lot of different areas. You see it in our special teams play, the level of intensity that they have, how they're trying to pay attention to detail and be disciplined. We're having spurts there on special teams. We're having spurts on defense. We're having some success on the offense, and we take a step back. So that's the ebbs and flow of this process, and that's the growing pains for us as a new staff. It's growing pains for me as a head coach, and it's the growing pains for these kids in learning a new system and learning a new whole coaching staff. They've gone through a spring season, which is unprecedented, and had to play another full season with the new staff is another challenge. So it's been a lot. And what I love the most is that they come in with a smile on their face. When we don't do well, they're willing to learn, they're willing to grow. There hasn't been any pushback, no rebellion, and we're learning to be a disciplined, focused, fast, physical team, and this is where we are right now.
Okay, Coach. One more question. When we play in Nissan Stadium, it's always a good thing to go in Nissan Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
The stadium is so big that sometimes Austin Peay and Tennessee State, well, we look like a small crowd, even though we're all here. You come to Austin Peay, we expect a very good crowd this weekend, and we expect a full stadium, in all honesty. And it's just going to be an exciting atmosphere. Any special approach that you are making in order to come into this house this Saturday with regard to your team and the atmosphere that you can expect?
Oh, I expect it to be lively. It's a beautiful atmosphere, wonderful environment. Kudos to Austin Peay for really upgrading their facilities, state of the art, love it. Had a chance to watch Tennessee State play up there in the spring, actually. And yes, I can expect it's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be loud. It's going to be raucous under the lights on Saturday night. What's better than that, So it's going to be a lot of energy that we're looking forward to. And then you throw the fact that, hey, this is a rivalry game. There's a lot of intense feelings between both programs. Should be a lot of excitement. Should be a lot of fun.
I do have one more question, and that is, you've seen it at all levels, Coach. You've seen it at all levels. Your thoughts about the competition that you have seen at the FCS level?
Very impressed. And, you know, you look at some of these kids, and some of you like to say, you know, some of them are undersized. They probably won't fit the profile of kids going to Ohio State or Alabama or Clemson, but the level of intensity, the details, the discipline from top to bottom is there. You know, you could pick any team in the OVC, and it's about the discipline, the attention to detail, the physicality of the system, the chemistry. I'm very impressed with the product I see at Austin Peay. I love how they approach the game, whether they're playing a team in the SEC or they're playing an OVC opponent. You see a level of intensity and a physicality in everything that they do. And that's something that as a program I aspire to get to one day. And it's inspiring to see that. So as much as, you know, I'm a very competitive person, but I also see like, okay, what is the barometer here? Who are those teams? Who are those programs that are doing it right? And that's just not on the field, but outside of that, on the periphery, from operations to facilities to scheduling to approach. And that's in the OVC. Outside the OVC, I look at South Dakota State, I look at North Dakota State, I'm looking at Richmond, I look at James Madison University, Villanova, those teams who are constantly in the conversation of Sam Houston State, constantly in the conversation, the national championship, and seeing how they're doing it. And it's really exciting. It's so cool because FCS football, it's right in the middle, I guess, of FBS, where, you know, it's really high intense and there's a lot of pressure on the coaches to win every week. Not that there isn't pressure here, but it's like football at its purest form. And it's very intimate, but a lot of good football is being played, a lot of great football players, a lot of great coaches in this conference. And it's an honor to be a part of it.
Good. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Van.
Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck this
But that's
weekend.
it.
Well, we try to make it easy on you.
That's good stuff, Andy. We couldn't ask for more than that.
You're good. You're good at the answers. There's no doubt about that. So thanks
All
for your
right.
time. We'll talk to you next week.
Hey, guys, be blessed. I'll see you later. Thank you.
See you Saturday.